Nothing to say. Look at y'all. Quiet. After the violence.
Hi out there, friends and neighbors.
Oh, now you want to talk?
The sideline junkies touched you today. If you have not been touched by the sideline junkies, this is what I need you to do. I need you to lay whatever ails you on your screen right now. Because not only can the funk kill, it can ab kill.
You need me to say something? Hold on. I got something to say.
I wasn't going to give him a free touch.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. That's what I got to damn say. You want me to say something? I'm going to say it. That's all I got to say right there. Ladies and gentlemen, custom made for me. Why? Because I got it like that. I'm the man up in this motherfucker. Ain't nobody had no belt up in this bitch until me. Me!
So, are you finished shooting your load? Did you get it all out? Do you need a reach around from somebody else?
Hold on. Let me look. The champ is here.
Get it all out. Good. So hopefully y'all are enjoying this. All this.
Yeah, because this one live.
They are enjoying it because I got my ass on here. The champ. The champ. Let's champion.
He's making claims. KG's in the background in the backstage interview area, getting the beating. All kind of funny things are happening tonight as we finally come back. But the most important thing, Sumo, while you may have a nice little thing that, says you want a pick or two, I made a nice little Hajj, a Mecca myself. Went all the way back to where it began, back to GCW, and I had to make a call to get the real situation. Now, why are you over here talking about you being a champ? There's only
whoa, wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Long time living. You finally get to meet the People's Choice Champion. The TPC belt is finally in the house. How long we been doing this Daggone podcast, KG? Tell the people.
August 25th, 2018.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's engraved on that because that's what I do. So we're going to do a pick show. We're going to let you talk your trash. You guys can battle back and forth between who's going to hold that title. It doesn't matter to me because this always stays with me. A. B, when I win the picks, I'll decide which one of y'all can hold my championship up north until I decide to come back and claim it.
You know what? That's just like you.
It is just like me.
That's just like you to be a false champion.
This is all me because I'm on the belt twice.
That's all. That's just like you.
On the belt, baby.
That's all right because we all know who the real
from the
we all know who the real world champion is.
Oh, whatever.
We all know who the real champion is.
It's the only man to take the new
replica. You can have that. You can be a false. You can do that. But guess what? The champ is here. The champ is here.
Here's the thing.
And notice I'm using your boy's shit. I'm using your boy's gimmick just for you. The champ is here.
Here's the funny thing about you, James. You can told your little stake to claim to be the champion now. You're on the what? 7-day clock? Because come midnight next week, the champ will no longer be there.
Ain't no 7-day clock. Ain't no 7-day clock. I'm the forever champ. I'm the forever champ. I'm like Carmelo Hayes. I am him. I am him. He is I, and I am him. And I'm the Nubian Sumo.
We don't need pronouns up in this. You can't figure out how many you can have anyway. Most important thing that you know is that the TPC is here. The championship is finally come to fruition. I'm on it, so you can't claim it. Your boy is on it, because that's what I do. And to quote my wife's boyfriend, that's because I'm better than you, and you know it.
Just right all this, right up, just all this.
That's how you shut him up,
Motherfucker.
Retort.
This is about to be a Samuel L. Jackson episode up in this here bitch.
Make it that, motherfucker. Make it that.
It's about to be a problem up in here.
It's gonna be a misunderstanding.
It's about to be a misunderstanding.
I'm gonna hit you with that Big Royale with cheese, motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker.
And I want 2 fries. What ketchup?
This bastard. This here bastard.
Back, baby.
This here bastard.
Let me say this.
That's all right. That's all right. Because just like I said, Carmelo Hayes, I am him. And just like Carmelo Hayes got tricked, I got back up too. Come here.
Come here.
I got back up too.
You got a heavy?
Tell him, Hawk.
You know
What it do?
Tell him, Hawk. Tell him what the deal is.
I stand on danger and I dine on death. We are tag team champions. If you don't like it, you better learn to love it. Woo!
KG?
I got nothing. If you didn't think that this show was going to start off with fireworks, you ain't listened to us in a long time. This show always starts off with some fireworks. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to get it back on track. Good God. Nubian Sumo, you are off the chain. What are you powered by tonight? What you drinking? What you smoking?
Tonight, the Nubian Sumo is powered by Conscious Cigars Lancero tonight. Black owned, black operated out of Tampa, Florida. And we also got courtesy of my man Raj back there, our #1 fan, the Colonel E.H. Taylor Small Batch. Motherfucker, if you don't get your damn taco meat off this damn screen, this nigga done went damn topless. Ain't nobody throwing no quarters and dimes at your ass.
That's how you do
So
it.
you need to put that shit back on.
Now put it back on him. Real chats come with it. Finish what you were saying.
Man, I'm telling you, hey, Taco Bell called. They want their meat back.
And they need to bring back the empanada too.
They need to bring your ass back. Shit. The damn disgrace this damn bottle. This is a beautiful damn bottle of liquor, and you gonna damn disgrace it with your fucking taco meat hanging out with your elongated nipples.
Hey man, as many kids as I got, the nipples go a long way.
Nipples up here looking like Mike and Ike's and shit.
Well,
Don't be jealous.
People's Choice Don Robert.
Jealous?
Don't be
Jealous of your elongated ass damn nipples?
Yup. You want some of that?
People's Choice Don
Yeah.
Robert is.
You want some
What
of
are you
that?
powered
Yep.
by tonight?
How about these nuts? Got him. How about that, Dave? pop now. He pop now.
Ben's finding that funny with the elongated nipples, but we got to come down to business. It's a shame I'm the youngest and I got to be the adult.
Well, it is grown folks' business.
I gotta be the adult.
That's all
Coming
I got
up
to say about that.
Coming up on August 5th, which is next Saturday, we have
7-day countdown.
Yeah, 7 days until that strap that's hanging over the Nubian Sumo's shoulder comes back home to where she belongs.
No.
Can't happen.
This stays here.
Can't happen.
This stays here. This goes nowhere else.
I'll be
He
bound.
can send you that. He can send you that piece of shit. He can mail you. He can damn mail you that piece of shit he got over there in South Carolina. But this stays here.
I'll be by to pick it up next Sunday because I'm winning this picks. But
yeah, you'll be over here to pick up these nuts.
Mike and Ike.
Use that. I've already done the joke.
No, I put some flair on that. I put some flair on it. Like I put flair on this cider.
They put some hepatitis on it. That's the best you're gonna do.
No, I ain't gonna put no hepatitis on it. You might.
Heck yeah. Be a penicillin shot to go over there. You better watch yourself.
No. Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
KG, you was talking.
SummerSlam is upon us. This is, you got certain things that end the summer.
Put that shit down. Put that shit down.
In frame.
Put that piece of shit down that you got.
Pop him out, please.
Put that piece of shit out down.
I don't even know where you got that from.
That piece of shit.
You let somebody get a little piece of something.
Hey, look, pixel that shit out. Give him the World Tag Team Championship. Make it pretend that it's some real shit. I'm sorry. You don't even need to do that because that ain't no real belt. No way.
He talking all this trash. He's never made it to TV. He was sitting up there next to the Brahma Bull belt. We'll see it one day. What? You may end up on that WWE show where they trying to find all them lost relics. After they discover you, then they'll be like, "Oh, you got a belt too? That's a 2-for-1."
Oh, look, what the fuck you do? And they go dig your ass up talking about what is this? 2 pieces of trash sitting beside themselves.
That's the this is wrong now. How you gonna repurpose my joke?
You ran KG off. He done took off his video and his audio. You done ran KG off.
If he gets beat, I don't like. This is a championship conversation.
Ooh, really?
That's what James said. You hear him say that? That's what I heard.
Really?
I did not say that, KG. See how you like to throw motherfuckers under the bus? See, that's a fake champion for your ass. No respect. No respect.
That's messed up.
I believe we walked into 2023. And when we walked into 2023 and we did our first pay-per-view picks, this is only the number 3 for the year. We did our first pay-per-view picks. I believe I was the reigning champion for 6 months. So I have the longest reign of 2023 and will not be defeated. I lost my title on a technicality. It's the equivalent of losing your title with outside interference.
How do you lose your title on a technicality?
Because I didn't. Y'all decided at the last minute that we were going to pick 0 Hour.
That wasn't me. That was him.
And I lost because of that.
They set you up like D-Bomb, that mother.
So let's not talk about championship.
First of all, that was not last minute. I put my picks in 24 hours before the show started.
Okay.
That's when 0 Hour, because that's when all the matches for 0 Hour was announced.
But you
24 hours prior.
You guys talk about championship talk. You can run around here with your little hardware and everything. You think you do something. You can thump your little belt and all of that. But always remember, you may be champions right now, but I'm forever the GOAT. Remember that.
You can't say claim to that. You got nothing to show it.
I got nothing to show it.
Nothing to show it. Uh-oh, you about to go off camera again. Where you going?
If I know he ain't going to get a belt unless it's his church belt.
Oh man, what BJ at?
He might get his suit. He might get the belt that he bought with his suit over at K&G.
Yeah.
2 jackets, 2 pants, 2 shirts, and a belt
Yep.
for $150.
You know it. He may be going to get that cardboard title that he got. I can't blame him. I bought that too. Where you at, KG? Come on back. We got a show to do. James said there's 2 champions in the KG.
No, you said it was 2 champions in a KG.
Let me explain something to you.
You heard
Those
me,
that
James.
can do, those that can't teach. What I can, I do, and I teach. I got a household full of champions. All my kids are champions. Each one of my kids are champions. Every one of them. My grandkids are champions. Don't start that bullshit with me. We got belts over here.
Hey,
We got belts.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
somebody
hold
tell
on.
Stephen R. Smith to be quiet. What is
Hold
for the belt?
on.
See what you done done? He done took
How
your
is it everybody in your family got a belt but you?
Because I'm the financier. That's why. I'm the one that
How is it everybody in your household got a belt but you?
Because
You
I
have to
do
get
them all.
your wife on this
Because I'm the financier.
You have to get
Yeah,
the wife
you
on this
mean?
conversation. How'd that happen? That's some long arm of the law there. Like, you can't bring in the belt, but you better buy them one.
Yeah.
He come out here looking like a bootleg Ultimo Dragon.
But hold on. I got to buy
With
it,
some-
but I'm never allowed to challenge for it. I got the Cody Rhodes treatment. I'm never allowed to challenge for it because I always book myself to win. I'm head booker, so I always book myself to win.
Lord Jesus. Let's get these picks going.
Let's jump into it. KG, you got the list of matches?
I do. Of course, we have the SummerSlam Battle Royale presented by Slim Jim. I don't have the participants of it.
There are only 2 participants in it right now. That's LA Knight and Sheamus. They still got to announce both between this week, Monday and Friday.
So I'll say this: do you guys want to pick that? Because I say LA Knight off the break because they got to do something to bring him back to the forefront.
If we make the pick, then we're making the pick off of those 2.
Okay,
That's fair. Yeah.
we'll put an asterisk beside that one. That won't count.
Well,
I mean,
no point. 3 of us gonna damn pick LA Knight.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. At least be it's a make or break one. If they decide to push him at that moment, we all get a freebie. If not, it's not going to matter either way. So just go ahead and put LA Knight in for everybody.
All right. Next up, and this is the crazy part. This card is not that long. It's not that big.
I still think they got matches coming between Monday and Friday.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. They still got some matches coming.
I'll say this: if there are any other matches that we do not pick tonight, and they're added before the pay-per-view, we will be sure to pick them offline, and we'll post our picks after they're picked. After they're announced, we'll post our picks so nobody can say, "Hey, I didn't get this. I didn't get the memo on that." Is that fair?
That's fair.
As long as all of the picks are in by midnight Friday night.
Okay, I can live with that.
Midnight Friday, because that'll be an hour after, or 2 hours after SmackDown.
I can live with that.
Okay?
All right.
So Friday night, midnight, all picks need to be in. Okay?
Now I'm gonna say this.
Same in for 0 hour.
I'm gonna say this. This is how I used to get the People's Choice Don Rodriguez in the early days. He didn't like it. He probably still don't like it. We would come down and we would have 4 matches against each other. We had to have a tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker, on the tiebreaker, he never liked the tiebreaker.
It's a BS.
Oh, well, the tiebreaker was always, all right.
Football is some crap.
Ravens versus so and so. That was the tiebreaker. And I had a little inside information to win these picks, but I still won.
So he's a cheater. You heard him into it now.
Yeah, because those days are over. But next matchup, former friends.
Yeah, statute limitation is over.
Former friends, allies, and WWE women's tag team champions, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, take on each other in a personal, hard-hitting matchup. So we'll start with the People's Choice Don Rodriguez, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler.
Really, it depends on if they're going to write her out of TV or not for whatever her next venture is. If it's going to be a quick Hollywood, well, it won't be a Hollywood gig, but UFC gig or not. I'm going to go ahead and go with. I'm going to go with Ronda. They haven't put enough behind Shayna Baszler yet for me to believe that she could beat Ronda. It'd be nice, but she's not at that level for what they should be, and they've had all this time to push her.
Sumo?
If you go out, you're going out on your back. I'm going with Shayna. And it's going to be a Lions pit, one of those fighters pit matches. It's going to be like that match what's his name had? What's his name?
Matt Riddle.
No, Matt Riddle. Going back further. What's his name? The world's most dangerous man.
Shamrock.
Shamrock, yeah. Remember that structure that he had with the levels. Had the ring, and then had the ring going, the cage going that way, and it had the upper level. That's what they're gonna have the match in.
Yeah, I'm still giving it to Ronda, but yep. KG.
I'm taking Shayna in this one. I don't see them doing much with Ronda, and she's been speaking out a lot against the company. So that's just my thoughts. I think she's due for some time away. And speaking of time away, totally off subject. Do you guys think it's all said and done for Jade Cargill?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. She'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back.
It
may take her a while to come back, but she'll be back. I think she just take. I mean, she's been going for like what, 2 years straight. So I would say
a long time.
Yeah, so I give her some time to recuperate, get her body straight. If she's got any injuries, let her take care of that.
And learn how to wrestle.
Raj says that, and learn how to wrestle. But
she's got that time, and then she's been hanging out with Trinity, so that puts her.
She's training with Trinity. She's been training with Trinity, and
she could go to Impact, or she has the end for WWE. They could make that call and just get a feeler out.
Yeah, they turned down once, and they probably see now that they made the mistake. They could have done a lot with her, but yeah, she'll be back.
If she goes to WWE,
another year, she'll be back.
Would you put her in NXT or send her straight to the main roster if she goes to
NXT?
No, I send her to the roster. I send her to the main roster because they need the help, and she's already established herself. Because she can. They'll put her in the same light that they put Bianca in, except they'll put her straight in. They won't have her go to NXT. Plus, if they need to, the way they're doing it now, if they want to put her in NXT, they can just have her come back and forth, just like they're doing now with everybody else. So,
and how you feel about when people are bringing up that, and it's true that while she's out, she could be thinking about how she was treated from a creative standpoint because she never wrestled Britt Baker. The closest to a main event, super main event star was Taya Valkyrie. But, she didn't have anybody of substance. And shoot, the person that beat her after that stretch was the alien. What's her name?
Chris Stratton.
Statlander. So, she didn't even lose to, no disrespect to Statlander, but spade to spade, a super main event talent. So
and she been out for almost a year.
Yeah, so she hasn't, been properly.
Yep. And it wasn't even a scheduled sanctioned match. So, but hey, think about this though. They did the same thing with Goldberg.
And everybody says that.
They did the exact same thing with Goldberg.
But that led up to something. That led up to something for the streak. And towards the end of the streak, Goldberg started having people like Sting, DDP, and others, built in. Jade didn't have anybody of that caliber leading up to her the end of her streak. Goldberg at least
but you don't know what happened you don't know what happened in the back in the back though. You don't know what happened in the office though.
What?
You don't know which point to go for Jade.
Why would she not want to have a match with Britt Baker? Why you have them
by
each other and then nothing, no sparks, no nothing. And Britt was the champion. So
I'm not saying that she didn't. But I'm saying this though. Think about this. Maybe this was some time that she wanted off.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that the way they booked her up until she lost, some people are saying, she could not come back because she didn't get any main event opportunities.
Right, and I agree with you. But I'm just saying this though. When she came to the office to Tony Khan and was like, I need some time off. I need to get away. They may have had a long-term thing with her. They may have probably had another year or so on this streak with her, and had her eventually wrestling these the Britt Bakers and the Jamie Hayters and all those folks. But they shut it down early because Jade wanted time off.
No, yeah, that could have possibly happened as well.
So I mean, that's possibly what happened. We don't know, but I'm just speculating because they had her on a goal. Because think about it, AEW practices a lot of the same storylines that have happened in the past. So putting Jade Cargill in a Goldberg-like situation, they were just building her up to what would eventually be those matches that you're talking about at some point. She wanted this time off. They was like, okay, well, we're gonna give you the time off. That's why they screwed her the way they did, because now when she comes back, she can be like, well, I never really lost my title. That wasn't a sanctioned match. That wasn't a legitimate match. So she could come back and start a whole new streak, or she could come back and just start raising hell with any and everybody once she comes back. So
tell me that doesn't sound familiar. When you said she didn't really lose her title and she could come back and start hell with everybody. Remember when Razor Ramon was Intercontinental Champion, Shawn Michaels came back, you had 2 Intercontinental Champions, and you had to have a match to find out who the real Intercontinental Champion was, and the build-up of it, it sells itself.
They're already doing that. Tonight, CM Punk just painted an X on a heavyweight championship that he had. So technically, we have a heavyweight champion for Collision, and we have MJF as the champion. The ironic thing is both of them are currently booked, and MJF is wrestling now on Collision. So how you have CM Punk come out, declare himself champion, show off the belt, market NWO style, and then MJF comes out, he's tagging with Adam Cole to become tag champion. Are we not going to hear anything from MJF about what are you talking about, CM Punk? You know, some stuff
No.
Tony Khan can do a little bit better with to make it make sense. You know, you can't have two champions on the same show at the moment. But, you know.
Well, that's why he didn't. Well, if he didn't say anything about it, that's why he didn't recognize it. That's why he didn't say anything. Because, like you said, that CM Punk is eventually going to be the Collision champion. So, you know, he's already talking about how he's the real world champion. So, you know, it's eventually going to get to CM Punk and MJF, but they got him in this tag team thing right now with Adam Cole, and it's getting over. So why wouldn't they just go ahead and kind of deal with that, let that happen, let that play out, and then at some point down the line, you say, okay, yeah, we're going to eventually have a Collision championship. You know, they'll find another network. They'll probably do the Discovery Channel title for the Collision. And then, and then they end up having CM Punk and MJF go after the world title.
Well,
so yeah, I mean, why would MJF acknowledge that right now?
No,
there's no reason for him to.
He could have. It could have been a backstage segment leading up to MJF and Adam Cole versus FTR. They could have been cutting a promo on FTR, and then MJF says, "Oh, by the way, CM Punk, I saw what you did. I saw what you said. After we win the championship, I'll deal with you later." Because to me,
he got to do that.
Why not?
He got to do that. It's more of a heel move for him not to say nothing, to not even acknowledge.
He's not acting as an active heel at the moment. That's what I'm saying. He's with Adam Cole, so he's not.
No, he's still a heel. He's still a heel. I mean, just because he's working Adam Cole. He's still doing the thing. You know, he's like I said, you've already seen him say, you know, once we get done with all this tag team stuff, I'm going to give you a title shot. He said that Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Adam Cole are going to go at it. So that's another 3, 4, 5, 6 months between them two.
But
so
providing they beat FTR.
They won't beat FTR.
I know. Which means
the swerve is coming.
The
swerve is coming.
Wembley is coming, so they gotta go at each other for Wembley. That's got to be one of the book matches. If you're gonna do Ricky Starks versus CM Punk, then you got to do Adam Cole versus MJF. That gives you a double main event, and then you can build on top of that. Because they really haven't talked about heavily anything for Wembley and what that pay-per-view is going to look like.
No. Okay, so who was it? Bully Ray on his podcast, Busted Open Podcast. He said it perfectly. He broke it down perfectly. He said if they haven't said anything by now or tried to build on matches by now to put a card together for that show, they shouldn't say anything at all. Just make the whole card a surprise. So that once everybody starts coming out, it's a pop for every match as to who coming out and what matches are going to happen.
It'd be unique, and I agree with it, but they got to have something announced.
No, they don't. Because New Japan does this all the time.
But that's a different.
They have cards where they don't even like the card that they have. The show that they have after every Wrestle Kingdom, they never announce the card. Never.
But
and it's always a great show.
Oh, I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying, but in American side of things, you got to have something that you're moving towards. And if MJF and
what's going to happen? So you let everybody speculate, just like we're speculating now. We're talking about it. The buzz is there. So why would they want to give us any matches when they haven't done it already? And just let people speculate. Oh yeah, it's gonna be Adam Cole and MJF in the main event. No, I don't know. Ricky Starks and CM Punk. I mean, they'll be on the card. They could be the main event, maybe. That could be the Collision title. Or it's
under typical Tony Khan, yeah, that would make sense. But if you're booking something at this caliber, you can't be typical Tony Khan. You got to go at least a piece by what we know puts butts in the seats. We can name pay-per-views based off of the main event. First thing, just saying that in my mind, WrestleMania 12, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart Iron Man match. Booked. You knew that was coming. Not the whole card, but at least give us something that we know is locking in for that. So okay, I know I'll look forward to that match. Whatever else happens.
The most they should do is say who is possible for that match. Who's possible for that card.
And he pulls a heel move on Adam Cole before that pay-per-view, they got to acknowledge that they're going to wrestle that pay-per-view. That's what I'm saying. It's going to happen because that's just Tony Khan. It's going to be late.
But see, here's the thing, though. They can announce who's going to be on the card, but they don't necessarily have to announce who is what the matches are going to be. Like right now, who do you have that could be possibly going up against MJF that could be a great main event?
CM Punk.
Other than CM Punk, Adam Cole, they've already announced Will Ospreay is going to be on that show. So, I mean, between those three, you don't know who's going to be, but the suspense will keep you coming because they could make a great match out of any one of those three.
I agree.
So,
it's always actually, as well as Paul Heyman, it's about putting butts in the seats and making money.
Right. And folks are going to be like, okay, I'm going to see it just to see who MJF wrestles. I'm going to see. We going back and forth and whatnot. You know, you saw Brian, you saw BJ talking about is this like Federer and the dog going back and forth. So KG is just sitting in the background waiting for us to be through so we can go ahead with these picks.
Hey man, welcome to the show. I didn't know you was here.
Look, man, I'm trying to figure it all out. I'm just like, I'm listening to y'all. Like what I always say, I'm sitting here taking notes.
All right, I guess let's steer it back to the thing at hand.
WWE.
We got what, 1.5 picks out?
we got 4. Yeah, 1.5. I give one.
Hey, look, I blame KG because he pulled Jay Cargill out of his ass. So I blame KG for that rabbit hole.
Now KG, under normal circumstances, we'd be like, well, that you don't want to know about who's putting something in your booty. But kind of may have to give you a pass on that one. It is Jay Cargill, so that's what y'all doing. That's what y'all doing.
Next match up. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. The high-flying Ricochet will take on the Maverick Logan Paul. Logan Paul has come a long way as far as in-ring technician and skill, but Ricochet is just Ricochet. I remember seeing Ricochet, I want to say it was New Japan, and Ricochet tells a story with his moves. And he has not been able to do that to the point in WWE that he should have. But you're putting him up against Logan Paul. I'll start with the Nubian Sumo this time. Nubian Sumo, Logan Paul versus Ricochet.
See, that's the thing. This is a trap. This is a trap match. This is a trap match because Logan Paul has not won a match yet.
Yep.
This is a trap match.
That's why I said you know the answer. Just say it. We know this one. This is the gimme.
Yeah, it's gonna be Logan Paul.
People's choice, Don Rodriguez.
You already heard me. It's the gimme.
Oh well, that's the gimme. All right. I hate to say it, but Logan Paul.
You can pick Ricochet. That'll make our job easier.
I don't like saying that, but okay. Next up, Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Start with the people showing Rodriguez.
Go ahead, Don.
I don't want to say it because I'm gonna be mad when it happens. Freaking Drew McIntyre.
Why are you gonna be mad?
Because I like Gunther.
Break the Intercontinental
I like
title.
Imperium. Actually, correction, I like Walter. But Drew coming back, make him happy. They're gonna put it on him. Sumo, you chomping at the bit. I can see it. What do you want to say?
No, I got my tag team partner over here giving, saying some things. I agree with him, but I was just telling him to hold on. I don't want to give away. I don't want to give you any insight on our plan over here. We scheming over here. We got a plan going. So
we'll do it. It's your time. Speak on it.
Well, as my tag team partner has so eloquently said, they're on the WWE is on this record thing right now. They got, every few years they have this thing where they have this theme going. And right now the theme is records. They're concentrating on people's records and breaking records. And right now, Gunther is on the verge of breaking Pedro Morales' longest reign streak. So, which would make him Gunther number one. No. When he who will be number one? No. He'll be number two because Honky Tonk Man will be number one. Honky Tonk will be number. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your help. That's why I got you back there. Now, so with all that said, Gunther's my pick.
All right, and I'm gonna say Gunther too because they pulling out all the stops to show him in his longest reign. He just passed the Macho Man. I want to say today he passed the Macho Man. He's got of course he's up to number 3. Who's number 2? Help me.
Pedro Morales is number 2 and Honky Tonk Man is number 1. So
Pedro Morales.
Pedro Morales is number 2. Pedro Morales is number 1.
No, Honky Tonk Man number 1.
1, yeah. Honky Tonk is 1. Pedro is 2. So he's got what? Maybe another couple weeks before he beats Pedro.
Yep.
So one now after Pedro, it's in the air. Now I don't know how long it would take for him to beat Honky Tonk Man. If it doesn't take that long for him to beat Honky Tonk Man, then they may go ahead and let him beat Honky Tonk's record. But now, I know they're trying to get him to beat Pedro.
If you let him beat Honky Tonk's record, what does Honky Tonk Man is quite possibly the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time? Possibly, depending on who you talk to, depending on what circle you're in.
Well, behind Jumping Jill Brazil.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Look, stop that. Everybody knows the greatest Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion was Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. I gotta give you that.
Oh shit!
A step behind the Shockmaster, though.
I think China was the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Well, yeah, she did transcend some lines and some videos. She sold more video units than anybody else in the WWE. I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah, she had one night only.
Yep. Well, no,
twice.
There's a couple nights spent in China.
Oh yeah.
And also you got
she did.
And Wonder Woman.
So moving right along. I see we've been in the bowels of dingo when it comes to the internet.
I don't get another besmirching Shina's name.
Hey, I think she should be solo for everything she did inside the ring. She should be in the Hall of Fame for what she did outside the ring. She should be in the Hall of Fame. Next
I don't know about that.
Next match.
She was alright.
WWE Women's Championship. You have Asuka versus Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair in a triple threat match. I believe I start with you, Nubian Sumo.
Wait a minute, you didn't say your pick for Drew and Gunther. Did you say?
Yeah, I said
he said Gunther.
My bad. I'm sorry.
That's how his conversation got started because he said Gunther.
My bad. All right, so go ahead, Sumo. Go ahead and pick who I'm picking.
Asuka, Bianca, and Charlotte.
Go ahead and pick who I'm picking. You know the answer to this one too. Your tag team partner three. It's a triple threat.
I'm going with Asuka.
I got Asuka as well as a triple threat. It's built for her to retain the championship.
I'm going with Charlotte.
Woo!
Bold statements, baby. Bold statements.
Bold statements make you a loser.
No, you just ready for her to be. You ready for her to beat Daddy's record, huh?
The way they're pushing it, I think it's going to happen anyway. It's one of those things where, if you think about it, Charlotte can lose the title, she'll leave, come back, challenge for the title again, and win, and then she'll lose the title, she'll leave.
But that's
or she'll have a long title run, and then she'll lose. It's just the ebb and flow of how they do it.
It's smart booking. Technically, they should have her like Brock Lesnar, to where she could travel between both shows and vie for both championships as she comes back. So, that way you won't get her versus Bianca every single time. If Bianca's on SmackDown, for instance, she's always coming back to face Bianca, it'll become stale. But if she could pop over and face Becky at Raw, or, whomever is on Raw at the time, at least you got something. But we don't need to rush her beating. She's young. We don't need her to rush her yet. She can get there probably in the next 2 years, but I don't think we need to have her, become 17 in 2024.
Well, let me ask you this.
But then what she have left to do? She's not chasing belts.
No.
She's chasing that. Once she beat that, she's done. She can retire.
No, let me ask you this. Every great champion, from your Flairs to your Hogans, well, we got to go back further because you can name, if you start now, you can name Cena's biggest competition. You can name The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Batista. You can name the biggest competition. Randy Orton, all the ruthless aggression and attitude era. You can name their biggest competition, but if you, and even in the not the golden era, the new generation, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels were your two top draws. That was their biggest competition. But if you go into the golden era, who was Hogan's biggest competition as champion?
You said Hogan's?
Yeah, who was Hogan's biggest competition? Who was his muse? Same thing with Ric Flair. Who was his muse other than Harley Race? Because Harley Race was early.
No, Hogan had Andre, Piper, Paul Orndorff.
Rod said Orndorff, right?
Macho Man. We said Orndorff. Somebody I'm missing. Iron Sheik, that's what it was. I was thinking about Iron Sheik. That's at least 5 right there.
Well, actually, no, not Iron Sheik, because that was a one-off.
It was a one-off, but the build for that,
Yeah, he never got a rematch.
He never got a rematch, but that whole period with General Agnon and not G.I. Joe, but actually Sergeant Slaughter too, by the way. All that stuff built in just in that generational time period. U.S. versus That's why I say that. Because
Okay, what about Flair?
You just hate it. Now, Nate, we know Dusty, Harley Race, Sting, Flair had so many good. I mean, Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, so many great match folks. In Japan, U.S. I mean, Flair was everywhere. He was given perfect 10 matches for the stories he was telling. So you just pick a name, or just pull up a video and Flair talking about his life. Like, God, they're gonna name about 40 people.
Now I'm about to be blasphemous real quick before we move on. You said Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but I felt that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was a bigger rival to the Macho Man than he was the Flair. And that's just my young ass.
Only in the WWF, but no. You got three classic matches between Flair and Ricky Steamboat. All of them went pretty much 60 minutes. And even as bad as not as great. And when I say, I was never to say bad, but when I meant bad, I meant good. But as great as Ricky Steamboat Macho Man was, that storyline didn't hold a candle to Flair and Steamboat.
Oh yeah, they've wrestled well over 500 times. All over the world. So
But that Chicago that they had, I believe it was a match in Tennessee somewhere. I want to say it was Nashville, and then there was another match that I'm thinking about. But there were 3 matches that they had that stand out, and even they talk about those matches to where, I mean, even Ricky Steamboat, even in an interview, talked about how convoluted and difficult it was to work with Savage on that match. He said he had to write out. Okay, so when they get together, they put their matches together. They put it in sections, like 1 move, 2 move, 3 move, 4 move. So they have different things that they're doing over the course of the match, and they write these things down and memorize them. And at least that's what Steamboat said he did for this match.
That's what it used to be.
When he wrote out this match, that particular match for WrestleMania 3, with Steamboat and Macho Man, he said there were 186 segments of that match written on paper. Think about that. That's 186 moves that he has to remember for that one match. And that match lasted what? 25, 30 minutes?
Yep.
Whereas Flair and Steamboat, all they did was say, okay, remember that house show that we had back in 85 in such and such city? We'll do that one.
Yep. Or just, same thing with Flair and Sting. Flair grabs Sting, whips him into the rope. They automatically know where that goes. You don't even have to call a match. That's why their matches flow so much better, because they're not calling it. The heel isn't calling it and telling every move. You know exactly where it's going to happen. But again, that's the glory of the past, because house shows were important. Now, damn near every house show is TV. So you don't have time to stack on, try different things, do something, because of social media didn't exist, that you can have the match and then, you're good and nobody's going to know about it but that small town. Now, oh my gosh, did you see, Austin Theory, tried this new triple moonsault thing and then landed it and then rolled over here? There you go. But you did know that if you went to a house show before WrestleMania, if you went to 2 shows, like, at the Baltimore Arena, and then you went to MCI Center back then, or whatever they wanted to call it in DC, because it kept changing. If you went there and then rode to WrestleMania, they were going to hit both of those. One of those 2 finishes was going to be the WrestleMania finish with a tweet. If you're a smart mark, you knew that what was going to happen. But that's without social media. You just, the more you knew, the more you watched, the better you were. But now, can't have that level of fluidity unless you're in NXT or something like that, where you can do a little bit more because you got the performance center to train. But good question, OKG.
No, see, that's what I do this for. I do it because I wanted to do it as a learning experience, because that's what I'm thinking. I didn't know that Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat wrestled that many times. I knew they had a rivalry, but I didn't know they wrestled that many times. I thought.
Oh yeah, house shows, untelevised shows, studio shows. Yeah, they were doing shit. They were doing matches all over the place. But yeah, yeah. So they have a library of matches that they've done together, and like Don was saying, back in those days, you had the house shows that weren't televised. You could do some of anything and everything. You were testing out the market for or something that could be a high spot or something that they wanted to do during that big match, that pay-per-view match that they wanted to do, that they were just going to test out or see. Well, the crowd didn't react to that, so I don't know about that one. We need to think about that one. But yeah, but otherwise, like you said, the heel would call the match and see where it was going to go, or the heel or the veteran, whichever one was the case. In Steamboat and Flair's case, it would have been Flair calling the match and just letting it ride, see what happens.
Yep.
Well, next up, we have the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. And I'll start with you, People's Choice. What you got?
That's what I'm still kind of torn with. Because it all depends, because we got Damian Priest in play. If Balor beat Seth due to interference from Rhea or Damian Priest, Priest could cash in on Balor, become champion, and that's the end of the Judgment Day. If Seth wins, then we can have more interesting things going on if Priest is allowed to positively cash in as well. I'd say Damian Priest is really the X factor in which story they want to tell and where they want to go with it. But since the Demon isn't involved, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins to win and then a cash in possibly after that. But if it was the Demon,
no.
I'm not adding that in saying that was a pick. I'm not saying it was a pick, but I'm just saying that possibly there could be a cash-in attempt.
No, there's always a possibility, but in this case, I got to say, if you're going to call the cash-in, you got to call the cash-in.
No, I'm not calling it. Well, I'm not calling that as part of the pick. I'm just saying that in commentary.
So you're saying Seth Rollins outright,
right?
Walks out of the building at the end of the night with the belt.
We're doing picks for the match. He wins the match. And then I was saying in commentary, possibly there could be a cash-in attempt after that. But Seth Rollins. No. I'm not accepting that.
Not accepting that.
As a pick.
I'm not accepting that. No. There's no, because you can at the end of the day, you can say something else and try to take that pick. No.
I'm saying it in commentary. The pick is Seth Rollins, James.
The pick is Seth. No, I need you to say, and I quote, Seth Rollins. No, I need you to say, Seth Rollins walks into Monday Night Raw with the belt.
No, because he could lose it on WWE.com after the match and crap. That I can't predict that unless I'm booking it. We're doing a pick on who's going to win the match. That's what we do. We pick who's going to win the match. I picked Seth Rollins to win the match. And in commentary, I'm saying there could be a cash-in after that. Or cash-in attempt. But my pick to determine who's going to be the winner is going to be Seth Rollins. Just like it always is. It's not our first time in doing Money in the Bank times doing picks. We've done it before. Seth Rollins is the winner. and it could be a potential.
Yeah, this is an extenuating circumstance because you got you have two people involved in this that could possibly be involved in this match in the same faction. So
there's only one person involved in the match at booking that we're picking, and that's Finn Balor. Not Finn Balor versus Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. That is not the match we're calling because it doesn't exist. Now, if that changes, then we still, like we've done in the past, the picks that we made are the picks that we made. If Damian Priest was to win, then nobody won that match, and that's what we've done in the past.
Okay, I'll accept that. That I'll accept. Okay. So if nobody, because we have to make these caveats sometimes.
I gotta have bylaws for
damn right. Damn right. I got something to protect. Damn right. So okay, yeah. So
now
let's put it. We gonna put it out there. We gonna put it out there that whoever wins between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, the cash in does not count.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Woo. Now can you pick somebody?
Yeah, I'm picking Seth Rollins.
All that to nullify it anyway.
Damn right. Because if the rule had changed, if we had changed it up to include the cash in, then yeah, my pick might have been different.
KG, you finished getting the beating?
No beatings over.
No, he warming up his hot pocket.
Again, yeah. It's been a while.
Actually, it's not a hot pocket. Thank you very much. My blood sugar was low.
See, I told you it had something to do with some food. I knew that.
Oh my God.
But, I'm going with Finn Balor in this.
Dangerous times, but okay.
All right, we got two more left. Next up, you got Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Start with the Nubian Sumo.
Cody versus Brock. Does Cody really have a reason to win this match?
You say that he did it?
I'm going with Brock.
So Brock is going to win a rubber match?
I say Brock, yes. There's no reason for Cody. Rubber match or not, there's no significance to this rivalry. It's just something to do. So it doesn't make a difference who wins this match, really, rubber match or not. But it's not going to lead to a title match, and if it does, it really doesn't matter who wins this belt. They're going to get the title match anyway. So I say Brock Lesnar. Okay. I'm gonna give you another reason. I say Brock Lesnar because once Roman Reigns gets done with Jey Uso, and I'm not gonna say yay or nay on that yet, but once he gets done with Jey Uso, then Brock's gonna show up on SmackDown and challenge for that title, for the Universal title.
Okay. KG, who you got?
Cody. Because this shouldn't have never went to 3 matches, but it's going to be Cody. Because Cody has to win on pay-per-view, because Cody has to build up so he can challenge again for the title, because he's going to win the title, whether it's from Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, whoever. He has to challenge for that title. That's the whole point of bringing him home. He is supposed to compete what Dusty could not do. And Dusty could not get gold in WWE/F. It's Cody.
But that's not the title he wants.
No, but
Plus
it's
the fact. Plus the fact he's going on saying that he doesn't want to wrestle Seth anymore. He says he never wants to wrestle Seth again.
Then that's a build up for him to wrestle Roman. There's your build
They're not
up.
ready for that yet.
It's coming.
They're not ready for that yet. It's coming, but it ain't coming for a while.
People are going to get antsy. And they're going to want what they want. And pretty soon, the overwhelming majority and the pressure of the fans are going to take over.
I don't even see that coming this WrestleMania.
Well, the jury will still be out on that. We'll see. Well, with the writer's strike, yeah, I can kind of see that as well. That leaves some things out open, which is interesting that there's a writer's strike, but we haven't heard anything on the sports entertainment front about them striking on that end, since they're using Hollywood writers.
Because Vince done already put all them motherfuckers together and said, I wish you would go out there and try to strike against me. I wish you would. Do you know how many people? Do you know how many marks are on YouTube talking about wrestling every night, every weekend, every Saturday night that want your job?
Hold on.
For half or nothing?
Hold on. As many ideas and as much shit as they've stole from us, I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. Pay us what you owe us. Pay what the fuck you owe, Santa. Because WWE, AEW, WCW, AWA, you owe us. And we don't want your gratitude. We don't want a little piece of change. No, we want that silent money. We want the kind that fold.
With the whole check.
Could you imagine us walking into Connecticut as scabs?
Yeah.
Could you imagine us doing that?
We'd be walking in like Stone Cold did when he quote unquote took over.
Head held high and everything.
Balloons, everything. Like, what's this? You delivering? Like, heck no, this for me. I'm throwing my own party up in this piece.
Come in like the Dallas Cowboys back in the day during that strike, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Heck yeah. You're like, oh, no, the replacement. That's who we are.
No, they did not.
You sure they didn't?
No, they didn't win that year. That was 87.
What year they won the strike year?
87.
87.
Oh, okay.
Doug Williams, baby. Super Bowl MVP. Timmy Smith.
Oh, okay. Don't get me started with that bastard. Go ahead.
All right, so, I go over Brock.
So, well, go ahead.
You hear me, KG?
Yep, I got you down for Brock. And 2 for Brock, 1 for Cody. I'm for Cody. Last but not least, your undisputed WWE Universal Championship Roman Reigns versus cousin Jey Uso Tribal Combat. I think this is all the way across the board. We know what's this going to be. I think this is going to be unanimous. Start with the People's Choice, Don Rodriguez.
I acknowledge you, my tribal chief.
Oh, I thank you, but I need your pick, though.
Sorry.
Yeah, you walked into that one.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
The tribal chiefs have championships. So in your case, I acknowledge you, the babysitter of the tribal chiefs' kids. What? Those are kid replica belts back there.
I don't care. You said a belt. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, damn. I missed the fact that he got him hanging up back there. Look at this motherfucker. That big old dome he got back there done hid all the belts. I ain't even see him back there. He got that shine coming off that dome of his and shit.
That's okay.
So, Sumo, who you got?
Yo, come on now. The only one.
Paul Heyman? Shout out to
Paul Heyman.
Shout out to
Paul Heyman.
That was a throwback to when Truth thought Paul Heyman was going to be in the Royal Rumble, and he undeclared himself in the Royal Rumble match. So KG, are you acknowledging him?
Of course. So we all three we're picking Roman.
All right. So,
well,
there's a couple other matches that are still in play. The first one is the Undisputed Tag Championship, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, versus Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. I'm still going with
but Kevin Owens is hurt though, right?
Yeah, we'll see if he makes it. They haven't said it's like any reports that he's going to be out for a long term. He could at least title defend, and then we see what happens from there. But to give, I guess if he is hurt, then you would give it to the Judgment Day. I guess he would still wrestle, and that would let him go out on his back for a little bit. But if he is wrestling, I'm still going to go with KO and Sami Zayn.
If they if this match goes off, I'll go KO and Sami too.
All right. KG?
I'll agree with you, gentlemen. Because, that's only right.
The next match is for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. KG?
Rhea?
Yeah. Sumo?
Mommy.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then for the United States Championship, Sumo, you can start Austin Theory versus Santos Escobar.
But that's on Friday night.
Possibly. Is it still happening?
That's on SmackDown. That's on SmackDown. Announced that for SmackDown.
It's looking like, I don't know. They got it listed as a match that may happen, and so we'll see. It could be a rubber match, and it could, well, not rubber, but a rematch if it doesn't go off. But right now, it's kind of sub-booked as that. And then we didn't talk about Becky versus Trish.
Yeah, Becky versus Trish is possibly a match for that. Yeah.
Nah, I think that's the only one. So yeah, Becky versus Trish with Zoe Stark in tow. I'd probably go with Becky on this one.
As long as there are no stipulations or whatever, I'll probably go with Trish. I'll probably go with Trish on that
one. Just because I'm a fool at what I do, I'm gonna go with Trebeki. Oh, Becky?
Trebeki.
What you want to do?
Bless it.
I'll go with Becky.
Yeah, Trebeki died. He's not on Jeopardy anymore.
Big time bets.
Yeah. So I think that's all the matches that we have. So it shouldn't be anything. Maybe that Austin Theory match, because we know how Austin Theory's been winning as of late. So if that happens and then they roll it over, that'd be the only thing I think that would be in play.
All right.
So that's that. We'll put out here this. KG, what's your thoughts? Because I know this is probably closer to your heart.
Last four, if they announce, we'll make those last four, announce them after between now and the end of SmackDown.
Yeah. So, KG, what's your thoughts on NXT having a No Mercy pay-per-view?
Certain things you just don't mess with.
Plus,
they mess with every fucking thing else.
OG Nintendo 64 wrestling fans.
Yeah, it's certain things you don't mess with. And if I'm not mistaken, no, was it No Mercy in the first SmackDown went head to head? You know, on gaming wise.
Oh, they were out a year after each other.
Okay.
Well, no.
But there was a pay-per-view called No Mercy.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. But it was a game. Then the pay-per-view happened, but that pretty much all tied into each other. And then now it's coming back on the NXT front. But no Mercy. No, SmackDown didn't come out right after that. It came out a couple of games after.
Okay. Because SmackDown had me in a chokehold. Everybody was talking about WrestleMania 2000. I was like, the hell with that. Give me SmackDown. But I don't really like that they use these names but then you put them on. That's like Bash at the Beach being a TV special and not a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I think it ruins what we grew up with. And maybe I'm just like Ben says, you're just the old man shaking your fist at the clouds.
No, I agree with you. Because they could come up with some other names as they've done in the past, but I'm cool with we were talking about it. I'm cool with the Great American Bash, even though if you're gonna do it, it should be in the proper form, always in Baltimore. But that's a whole different thing.
Wait, I got both of y'all here. Let me ask you this: we talking about pay-per-views? I want to say it was War Games, but it was a pay-per-view where you had the 3 levels. You had the big ring, then you had a ring above that. Yeah, and it was 3 rings, and you had to fight somebody at each ring, and then there was a belt hanging at the top.
Yeah.
That's the match where Arquette won his title.
No, not that one. That they did that before that. It was
the Tower of Doom?
They did 2 of them. David Arquette won the Ready to Rumble version. He didn't win the first one.
But it was the same match though. It was the same concept.
Yeah, same concept. But I'm assuming you're talking about the non-David Arquette one.
Yeah, I'm talking about because I remember it before that.
Because the David Arquette one, when they did that in newer WCW, was more enforced of a ring.
Because they actually did it 3 times. They actually did it 3 times. They did the time that the original one. They did the one where David Arquette won, and then they did the one where the one they just showed on Dark Side of the Ring with Abdullah the Butcher, where Abdullah got electrocuted on the bottom level. That was a separate one.
Right. What was your question, KG?
No, I was just wondering because I can't never remember what that pay-per-view was. I remember it.
It wasn't a War Games. I don't remember what.
It wasn't War Games. I forget what pay-per-view that was, but it wasn't War Games. They would have had to break down a ring. They would have had to break down a ring to set that cage up in order to do that during that sprint.
And that was a dangerous affair in itself because that could have been Hell in a Cell level of carnage.
Yeah.
The way they didn't reinforce that ring, but you got everybody climbing up, and then they're stepping on just a fence, basically.
Well, they had ladders on the second level.
Yeah.
The second level, you had
the floor was not supported.
It was just chain link fence.
Strong steel.
Yeah, it was just a chain link fence. They had something to sit for the ladder. They had something for the ladder to sit on.
Yeah, but that was about it. When they inside and the outside, man, that could have went wrong in so many different ways. But
they had the bottom one. The bottom one was a regular cage that they usually use all the time. Then they put the smaller cage in the middle and had the ladders to go up to the smaller cage up top for you to come out of that one and go to the top to get the belt.
Yep. And then you had to make your way all the way back down with it to end the match.
Yeah.
Back in its day, it was a great concept. I think it's one of them dusty concepts. It was a great match. It was just, ahead of its time. They'll probably never do it again, though, unless Tony Khan.
Oh, no. No. They'll never do that again. I think the closest they got to ever doing that again was that Punjabi prison match.
Yeah,
that didn't go over too well.
No, it didn't.
It looked cool, but the functionality of everything made no sense. That was the problem with it. It just made no sense. But either way, we got our picks in. It's about well over an hour because, we kind of lost ourselves as usual. Well, that's what happens every Saturday night when you're on the mothership. So 7 days from now, and about, we'll say 2 hours, we will see that the transition of power will happen once again, potentially.
Yeah. The belt will go from my left side to my right side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you guys started off the show, I would like to have some time to have the floor.
The doors of the church are open.
Now I'll say,
what you got beef?
No beef.
Oh, okay. I was going to hit.
You got beef?
No beef. I'll say this, and I mean this. Right now, Nubian Sumo, you may be the champion, you may hold the belt. But
I am the champion, and I do hold the belt.
Let the man cut his promo. Let the man
cut his
promo. It's a back.
Gotta be Spider-Man and bring May in it. No, May ain't in it. I got the belt. I am the champion. Get it right.
James, this is not a ring backstage segment. He is backstage, and you are not on the shot. Let the man cut his promo.
There's a walk-in.
Well, let me say this.
Let the man cut his promo.
In 7 days, I'll give you a little bit more time. In 7 days, in 12 hours, you will no longer be champion. I'll be coming to pick up my title. I will reign supreme once again, probably for the next 6 months. So you take your time. You make sure you sip your whiskey, you smoke your cigar, and you shine my belt. And be ready to present what belongs to me in a week.
You done? You finished?
Oh, I'm finished.
Is you finished? Is you finished or is you done?
I'm finished. Well, you.
Are you gonna cut your promo now, Sumo? Do you have something in your heart?
I don't need to cut a promo. I'm gonna let this end on that bullshit. Cause that's exactly what it was. Some flaming hot bullshit.
I'm not one to make speeches or come out and have a whole lot to say. I let my picks do
Sounded like a filibuster to me. A cool soliloquy, if you will.
Oh boy, you fellas.
And I'll say this to you, Nubian Sumo. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Before we get out of here, let me say this first and foremost. We got to wish a special happy birthday to our Olympic correspondent, our resident Saints fan, Lady C. She got a special birthday today. I was trying to get her in here. She's, if you go back, she's been on the Wrestlemaniacs before. She's out enjoying her birthday. I was gonna try to get her in for a little bit, but she's out enjoying her birthday, so that's cool. That's cool. But happy birthday to her. Tomorrow morning we'll be back with the Sunday Rise, and we got a lot to talk about. We got training camp to talk about. Really? How? She ain't gonna link.
We get back to it.
Wait.
What? Huh? What?
No, we got training camp and everything coming. So when we got to talk about training camp tomorrow, we got to do it right.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders.
Oh God.
Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders, left hand up.
So of course,
What in the hell was that?
we got our own rally song, brother.
You call that a rally song?
Yes. It took us through.
That's some hotter bullshit than that shit he was talking earlier. I don't think it could be no funkier bullshit than what he was talking about earlier a little while ago. But damn, that was some Dylon hot fire bullshit right there.
Damn. Did he just invoke the best 3 rappers of all time on UKG?
That's all right.
Wow. I wouldn't take that.
Hey, let me explain something to you. My guy.
I'll go ahead and rip all 5 of those belts down and tell him about himself. Let him know something. That's what I do. That was me. That's what I do.
Speaking of the birthday girl, anyway, speaking of the birthday girl.
Happy birthday.
Here she go. She watched after I said all of that, but once again, a special happy birthday. What is she like? 17, 18 about now?
That's what I
something like that. But happy birthday to our Olympic correspondent, our resident Saints fan, the one, the only Swamp Queen, Lady C, out enjoying her birthday. Everything, every piece of fun you have in the day, lady, you deserve it. And to the boss DJ, don't hate, brother. Everybody can't sing "Let's Go Buffalo," so don't hate. But anyway, happy birthday.
Good for some wings.
Oh, and she says the big 40. I've been trying to figure this out for women. I know for men, when you turn 40 as a male, you become a man. You're 40. And you gain all the knowledge in the world. That's when you get your superpowers. Ain't it the same thing for women?
Technically, once they turn 18, they have the superpowers, KG.
Yeah, apparently women mature earlier than men. At least that's what I've been told.
If you will. That's what Whoopi Goldberg said on The View.
The boss BJ says, happy birthday, Lady C. Raj says, congrats on another rotation around the sun. And she responds with thank you. So,
unfortunately, this next rotation around the sun, the one thing she will not find is KG as a picks winner. And James will be vacating the championship. And that's how we will end the show. Unfortunately, it's trademarked by Booker T, but it's called The Reality of Wrestling. And in reality, there is only one.
This goes
a traveling
where?
Traveling mercy. But this is the staple.
This goes nowhere.
We ain't got time to play along with that. You know what? I'm going to diversify my own motherfucking bonds. I'm going to tell you bitches konnichiwa. And KG, I'm going to tell your wife to go ahead and finish whooping your behind like she was before the show started.
I like that.
Peace out, niggas.